Guys, was it just me, or was that one of the most well-played games I've seen in years? All around, by both sides, I saw so many good things. I mean, it wasn't perfect. I think Kobe got a little sloppy there, especially at the end, and I thought maybe Denver was taking some bad shots near the end as well. There were little things, but I feel like that was a really, really well played game, and I was happy to be able to watch it. Definitely. So, where do we start? This reminds me of, I don't even know. You'd have to reach back a few years. Like in Game 5 of the Lakers Spurs series in 2004, that was a really well played game. That's what this game kind of reminded me of. So, you start with the Lakers since they won. Lakers win 103 to 94. Um, you know, Kobe decided to go for something a little different today. 22 points, but he shot well, got to the line, made his free throws. He was playing the game a little more like a point guard. 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He was very well rounded, more so than I think we've seen from him since the Utah series. So he did really, really well. He did turn it over a lot. I did feel he was a little sloppy, but I will definitely take that kind of performance from him. Fisher, Fisher, big shout out to him. He was hitting some shots early on. He got to the line a couple times and sunk his free throws. He wound up with 12 points. Now, when Kobe Bryant explodes, he scores 60. When Carmelo Anthony explodes, he scores like 55. But when Derek Fisher explodes, he scores like 12. So this was a scoring explosion for Fisher, so big ups to him. He was a part of that win, no doubt. He was picking up too many dumb fouls trying to play defense, but we'll get over that because he played well and contributed to the win. Bynum, Bynum not the best numbers. He didn't play that much, and there were some issues in his game, but he was feisty out there. I liked what I saw from Andrew Bynum. 9 points, 2 boards, an assist. He did pick up some dumb fouls. I digress. That's part of the reason why he didn't get to play that much. But he was working hard in the post. He was playing hard, and I really liked what I saw from him. I think if he could, and even defensively, I liked what I saw from Bynum. All around the 19 minutes he was in the game, I liked what I saw from Bynum. So if he can keep that up, he will probably get more playing time in the future. Good step in the right direction for Bynum, and he did contribute a little bit. Gasol does not have bad games. I mean, tonight he wasn't really getting touches offensively, which I thought was kind of weird, but he made up for it. 5 blocks and 4 dimes, 10 boards, hitting some free throws when he needed to. He only ended up with 14 points, but he shot a high percentage, rebounded well, played awesome defense. He only picked up 1 foul all game. So he managed to block 5 shots and play great defense, even though he wasn't fouling, which is very difficult. So he played awesome. Ariza hitting some shots when he needed to, playing good defense on Anthony along with Luke Walton, rebounding, passing it well, coming up with a couple blocks. Ariza played a very good Trevor Ariza-like game. Odom, you cannot say enough about Lamar Odom. That is what I've been waiting for him to do ever since the Utah series. He was aggressive from the get-go, and it wasn't working out for him. Chris Anderson was blocking his shots. He was missing some. He was getting in and outs, but he kept at it, and he ended up maybe being the player of the game. 19 points, 14 boards, 3 assists, only 1 turnover, even though he handles point guard duties. 4 blocks, only 2 fouls, and hit a big 3-pointer. An awesome game from Lamar Odom. That's what I've been wanting to see from Lamar Odom for a long, long time. And even as you go down the bench, all these guys contributed. Luke Walton played excellent. 4 points. Played some defense on Carmelo, like I said. A block, a steal, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. He didn't play much, but he contributed well when he did. Shannon Brown, huge dunk over Birdman to get a big Laker run started that ended up winning them the game. 6 points, and just a little bit of a spark plug off the bench. Vujicic, I'll even give him a shout out. He only did one good thing this game. It was, the only thing he really did good this game was he hit the three at the end of the second quarter to tie it up heading into halftime. But, sometimes that's all you need. So he hit the three that he got. He got an open look. He drained it. Didn't really play that much, but that 1-3, hey, it tied it up going into halftime. What else are you going to say about that? So, top to bottom, even Farmar threw in a bucket, although, really Farmar didn't contribute that much. But hey, I'll say he was out there. He wasn't a detriment to the team. So that's 10 guys on this Laker team. I liked what I saw from pretty much all of them. Denver, Denver lost. Okay, but I still thought they played hard. They were hustling, playing tough defense, blocking shots, getting rebounds, getting second chances, getting to the line pretty well. So I liked what I saw from Denver in spite of the loss. Maybe they're just outclassed today. Billups was cold. I'll admit that. I don't think he played too poorly or anything because he was distributing pretty well, but 12 points, he was hitting his threes, but he wasn't getting off that many shots. And, it's not like he was killing the team, or he wasn't even hurting the team because he wasn't taking shots. But when you're Chauncey, I think you should be taking more shots than Dante Jones or Kenyon Martin, but it didn't work out that way. And speaking of Jones, he didn't have the most efficient game, but he's a defensive player. He's not an offensive threat, so if he can throw in 9 points, I will take that. And he got to the line a lot, which is not something Dante Jones is necessarily known for. So you got to take that. Nene, he struggled a little bit, but he didn't get too many shots. He fouled out with 4 minutes left, which was kind of significant. So he had a little bit of a rough night, but he did grab 8 boards. 4 points. He's not really a scorer, though. You can live with that. Carmelo struggled from the field for a while, but he found his groove. He got to the line over and over and made his money at the free throw line. 12 of 13 from there. 31 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He did turn it over a little bit, but he played well. He gave Denver a chance to win, I think. Martin. The Lakers were giving Kenyon Martin the jumper, and he was doing a decent job at hitting it for a while. Although I have to give credit to LA. They didn't stop. They continued to go, you're going to have to keep hitting that jumper, and eventually Martin started missing it, and that's a big reason why Denver fell flat near the end. But Martin's not really a jump shooter, so you got to give credit for him for making them pay for a while. JR was JR. He was taking bad shots. He wasn't hitting them today. So, what are you going to say? It's going to happen from time to time. That's J.R. Smith for you. Birdman. I thought Birdman was actually pretty cool. He only had the 1 bucket, but 8 rebounds, 4 blocks in limited time. I like what I saw from Birdman. He wasn't dominant, but he was very good. Kleza, hitting a 3, gathering up 10 points, 5 rebounds. I thought Kleza, was pretty solid off the bench. Carter, 7 points off the bench. And Anthony Carter's not even that good, so if he's playing well, that's pretty good. I'm not saying... obviously Denver lost this game, and that's final, but I thought this was a really well-played game all around, and, I was glad to be able to watch it. So, props to LA. I think Denver will push it to 7, but LA will take it then. So, that game aside, tomorrow we got a big game with Cleveland and Orlando. I'm pretty sure Cleveland wins. I just feel like Orlando might even let it happen to some extent, and Cleveland is just going to come out furious about this whole thing. They can't believe what's going on right now. They have... just to save face, if maybe they won't win this series, but they can save face somewhat if they win tomorrow. So I think they'll win. I won't be able to watch the game, but I don't think it's actually going to be that close or anything. I think Cleveland wins handily. So Friday, After the Cleveland game, hopefully I can do the Shango podcast.